All right, everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. I hope you like this video. We're going to talk about in this video the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame has announced the 14 players that are on the ballot for the first time. And there's some pretty big names on this list, some real legendary players, and a bunch of players that, well, we'll see. But let's go run through it. We'll just skip through. I got it from MLB.com. I'm just going to skip and talk about the players. The first up is CC Sabathia, the former Indian, the former Brewer for a time, and of course the former Yankee. Left-handed pitcher. The definition of workhorse throughout his 19-year career, Sabathia pitched at least 180 innings in each of his first 13 seasons. That includes his 2001 debut year with Cleveland, when he tossed 180 and one-third frames in his age 20 season and was the AL Rookie of the Year runner-up. The big left-hander made his first of 6 All-Star teams in 2003 and won the 07 AL Cy Young Award after going 19-7, a 3.21 ERA over an MLB high of 241 innings. It was the only Cy Young of his career, but he finished inside the top 5 in voting 5 times. He was traded to the Brewers in the middle of the 2008 season and put the team on his back as it made a late-season push for a postseason spot. He posted a 1.65 ERA in 17 starts with the Brew Crew and proved his ability to step up in big games when he struck out 7 batters and a complete game victory on the season's final day that helped Milwaukee punch its ticket to the postseason. And it was the first time they went to the postseason since 1982. So this was a long drought they had. Sabathia was a marquee free agent following that season and ended up signing a 7-year deal with the Yankees. He was a massive reason why the Yankees reigned as World Series champions in 2009. He guided New York to the title by recording a 1.98 ERA and 5 postseason starts. Sabathia played 11 seasons with the Yankees. He won 134 games and pitched to a 3.81 ERA over 1,918 innings with New York. Sabathia's last season contained a couple of landmark achievements: his 250th victory and his 3,000th strikeout. He's one of 15 pitchers in MLB history to surpass both of those marks. Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, and CC Sabathia are the only southpaws on that list. And his wins above replacement is very high, 62.3. So he's very high for a pitcher. Next up, Ichiro Suzuki, who's got a wins above replacement of 60. Ichiro was a brilliant hitter in the first 9 years of his pro career, but that was in Japan. But the major's first Japanese-born position player really hack it here. Those kinds of questions swirled around Ichiro ahead of his 2001 arrival. It didn't take long for him to answer with an emphatic yes. Ichiro silenced all doubts by putting forth the best rookie season in AL/NL history. He racked up a rookie record 242 hits and batted AL Best 350 en route to joining Fred Lynn as the only rookies to win an MVP award and, of course, Rookie of the Year. 3 years later, Ichiro made MLB history again by producing 262 hits, the all-time record for knocks in a single season. A magician with the bat, he reached the 2,000 hit plateau in each of his first 10 seasons. No player has more such seasons in his career. He batted .331, scored 1,047 runs, and stole 383 bases every year. Excuse me. He was also an All-Star and a Gold Glove winner every year, capable of making jaw-dropping throws from the outfield. Ichiro recorded his 3,000th big league hit in 2016 and more than 4,000 hits when you combined his work in nighttime professional baseball and MLB. He logged 9,934 at-bats in the majors, 7th most in history, and retired with a .311 batting average. I would mention I believe he has the record for most hits by a professional player in the world. He holds the world record. So if he had played those 9 years in the major leagues, he would have beaten Pete Rose's record. There's no doubt he's a Hall of Famer. CC Sabathia is a Hall of Famer. Now we get into sort of the murky waters, and I was surprised at this guy. Ian Kinsler. He's got a wins above replacement of 54.1. I can't believe it's that high. Kinsler possessed an uncommon blend of power and speed. He's one of 34 players who finished at least 4 seasons with 60 extra base hits and 20 steals. He had 257 home runs, including a career-high 32 in 2011 across 14 seasons. His 185 home runs out of the leadoff spot are the 5th most in MLB history, behind only Ricky Henderson, Mookie Betts, George Springer, and Alfonso Soriano. Four-time All-Star second, Kinsler topped 100 runs 6 times and was a 2-time member of the 30-30 Club with the Rangers. He was a catalyst for the Rangers when they won back-to-back AL pennants in 2010 and 2011. The penultimate season of Kinsler's 14-year career ended with him celebrating a World Series title with the 2018 Red Sox. Wow, that's a tough one. I can't believe his numbers. I'd have to go over his numbers, his career numbers. But boy, oh boy, his numbers are very impressive. Next up, Dustin Pedroia. A wins above replacement, 51.9. The 2004 second-round draft pick by the Red Sox, Pedroia debuted with Boston in 2006 and developed into one of the most valuable and beloved players in the franchise's storied history. He was the AL Rookie of the Year in Boston's title-winning 2007 season. In 2008, he was feted as MVP after leading the league for 118 runs in the majors with 213 hits. That season also brought the first of Pedroia's 4 All-Star selections and the first of his 4 Gold Glove awards at second. Pedroia batted .299 with .805 OPS over 14 seasons. He ranks among the top 10 in Red Sox history in hits, doubles, runs scored, stolen bases, total bases, and wins above replacement. 8 of the 9 players in front of Pedroia are on that war list are Hall of Famers. I wonder who the other player is. Dwight Evans? Dwight Evans, probably the other player on that list. He and Kinsler are borderline. Now the difference between Kinsler and obviously with Pedroia won in his prime. Now, Kinsler won at the end of his career, but Pedroia won in his prime. Next up, Felix Hernandez is another guy. 49.7 wins above replacement. Here's another Mariners legend making his first appearance on the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot. King Felix spent his entire 15-year playing career with Seattle and is the best pitcher by WAR in franchise history. I mean, you could say that he was probably the second best pitcher in Mariners history behind Randy Johnson. He was just 19 when the Mariners called him up in 2005. By 2006, he was the staff ace and would soon assert his dominance on the league. So right now, he's 40 years old. Wow, it's young to get in the Hall of Fame, to get in. Hernandez registered a 2.90 ERA over 1,796 and 2/3 innings from 2008 to 15. He pitched at least 200 frames in each of those seasons and won an ERA title in 2010 and 2014. He finished among the top 10 in AL Cy Young voting 6 times. He took home the Cy Young Award in 2010 after recording a 2.27 ERA over 249 2/3 innings. But his career's crowning achievement came 2 years later when he did the 23rd perfect game in AL/NL history. King Felix earned his 6th and final All-Star selection as a 29-year-old in 2015. He had accrued a 49.9 WAR by the end of that season. That's the 7th most WAR by a pitcher before his age 30 season in the expansion era. Wow. The 6 names in front of Hernandez on that list: Roger Clemens, Hall of Famer. Well, not a Hall of Famer, should be a Hall of Famer. Bert Blyleven, Clayton Kershaw, who will be a Hall of Famer. Bert Blyleven is a Hall of Famer. Of course, the legendary Tom Seaver, the legendary Pedro Martinez, and Greg Maddux. Boy, oh boy. He's another guy. These 3 guys are going to be on this list they're going to be on this ballot for a long time. These are tough ones. Next up, Curtis Granderson. Now, I'm biased to Grandy because I love watching him play with the Mets, and I really appreciated him when he played for the Yankees, so I'm very biased. Okay, just to let you know. His wins above replacement is 47.2. He slugged 344 home runs during his 16 seasons in the big leagues. He topped 40 dingers in 2011 and 2012 with the Yankees and finished 4th in AL MVP voting in 2011 as he also led the league with 136 runs scored and 119 RBIs. Wow. The left-handed slugger recorded 3 20-home run, 20 steal seasons and his 23 triples in 2007 with the Tigers, with the most in a season by any player since 1949. A 3-time All-Star, Granderson registered 1,800 hits, 1,217 runs scored, and 937 RBIs. He's also had a huge impact off the field during his career. He received the Roberto Clemente Award in 2016 and was named the Marvin Miller Man of the Year 4 times by the MLB Players Association. I would mention, he was one of the great clutch hitters that I've seen with the New York Mets. I know he had a lot of big hits for the Yankees. First years with the Yankees, he had a lousy year, but he had a big postseason. When the Mets got the postseason, and he had a big World Series in 2015 against the Royals. If the Mets had won that World Series, he would have gotten a lot of votes to win that MVP of that series. Is a gamer. He was a gamer. Never complained. Always smiling. Nothing. What a great leader too. He's not going to be on the ballot for long. He might be on the ballot for maybe the first year. We'll see. Next up, Troy Tulowitzki, 44.5 wins above replacement. When healthy, he was among the best all-around shortstops in Major League Baseball. The Rockies selected Tulo, the 7th overall pick in the 2005 draft, and went on to produce a .299 batting average with 188 home runs across 10 seasons in Colorado. His time with the Rockies included 5 All-Star selections, 2 Silver Sluggers, and 2 Gold Gloves. He finished 6 seasons with at least 5.0 WAR, putting him in a group of Ernie Banks, Alan Trammell, Derek Jeter, Nomar Garcia-Parra, and Francisco Lindor. Unfortunately, Tulowitzki was often impacted by injuries. He missed at least 30 games in 10 of his 13 seasons. He's not gonna, just based on the injuries, he's not gonna last. Next guy is Ben Zobrist, 44.5 wins above replacement. Zobrist was a steady producer who could play just about anywhere on the diamond. He's really the prototype for the player that we're seeing today that can play everywhere. His breakout season came with the Rays in 2009 when he had 27 homers, stole 17 bases, had a .948 OPS, and led the American League position players with an 8.6 WAR. From 2009 to 16, Zobrist produced a 123 OPS plus over more than 5,000 plate appearances. He also came up with crucial hits in the postseason with 2 World Series champions. 2015 Royals, and for the Cubs in 2016 when he was named the World Series MVP. He's not going to be on the list. He's not going to continue. Next up, Russell Martin, 38.9 WAR. Now he's a catcher, a little bit different. He might be on this list for a while. He might be on the ballot for a while. Martin is the only catcher in MLB history to record double-digit homers and steals in each of his first 3 big league seasons. Martin's second season in 2007 might have been his best, as he totaled 19 home runs, 21 stolen bases, and an .843 OPS for the Dodgers. He received an All-Star nod, a Gold Glove, and a Silver Slugger that year. Martin is one of 3 primary catchers with at least 100 home runs, 100 steals in the modern era, joining Hall of Famers Carlton Fisk and Ivan Rodriguez. Martin was a 4-time All-Star and compiled 746 OPS over 14 seasons spent with the Dodgers, Yankees, Pirates, and Blue Jays. He will be on this ballot for a while because he was a catcher. And catchers tend to sort of not get in the first time if they're not like a no-brainer. Unlike, unless there was Mike Piazza, he didn't get on the first time, but he should have been. Next up, Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez on a Hall of Fame trajectory early in his career. Through his age 26 campaign, he already had 3 All-Star selections, 2 Silver Sluggers, a National League MVP award, the Marlins' first batting title, and 26.1 WAR. His production, however, fell off after that, and he was nagged by injuries throughout the second half of his 15-year career. He's not going to be on this list for me. Adam Jones. He got 32.6 WAR. Became a star during his 11th season with the Orioles, racking up 5 All-Star appearances and 263 home runs. A 4-time Gold Glover, Jones will also be long remembered for his iconic homer-saving catch for Team USA during the 2017 World Baseball Classic. He will not make it. And here's an interesting guy here now. Brian McCann, who's a catcher. McCann is one of the best offensive catchers the game has known. He drove 282 home runs throughout his 15-year career and finished 10 seasons with at least 20 homers. Only Mike Piazza, Yogi Berra, and Johnny Bench had more such seasons as a catcher. A Georgia native, McCann was drafted by the Braves in 2002 and went on to post an .817 OPS over 10 seasons with Atlanta. That stretch includes 7 All-Star selections and 5 Silver Slugger awards. McCann picked up his 6th Silver Slugger Award in 2015 with the Yankees and won a World Series with the 2017 Astros. Now, here's the thing about Brian McCann. Brian McCann is a catcher. Okay. Now, this WAR is not very high. I mean, he was not a good defensive catcher. He is left-handed. If you were to comp him, it would be closer to Ted Simmons as a catcher. Simmons was left-handed. But he's not in the class of Mike Piazza, Gary Carter, Yogi Berra, Johnny Bench. And he's certainly not in the class of Ivan Rodriguez as a catcher. So he's got a tough case. But he's a catcher with putting up these numbers. And he did it for a long time. He will be on this ballot for a while. He'll be on this ballot for quite a while. Next up, Carlos Gonzalez. Do we really want to go through Gonzalez? Let's go through it. He's got 24.4 WAR. He's not going to be on this list for him. He will not be on this list. I would beg to say that he will not be on this list after this. Next up, Fernando Rodney. Fernando Rodney, the bow, the bow and arrow guy. 7.4 WAR. Rodney saved 327 games during his 17th season career. Ranked 19th overall in the category. He's not getting it. He's not getting it. But this is the list. I mean, really, there are a couple of no-brainers. Sabathia's going to get in. And I think they're announced on January 21st. So that we have 2 months to wait to get that, to get these guys in. Now we'll see who gets in with the holdovers. Carlos Beltran's still there. So they didn't put the list of the old guys, the guys before that. But Sabathia will get in. Ichiro will get in. Kinsler will be on this for a while. Will be on the ballot for a while. Pedroia will definitely get in, just based on the fact that he won a Rookie of the Year, won the MVP, had been to the World Series, is one of the great Red Sox of all time. And you know, a lot of times when you play for a big team, you know, a historical team, and you're in there, they tend to give you more. So he might not be on the ballot too long. Felix Hernandez, he would be probably the guy that would have the fewest wins to get in the Hall of Fame. He'll be on this ballot a while. He's going to be on the ballot for quite a while because he was a dominant pitcher in the American League. He was the best pitcher in the American League for a long time. Curtis Granderson's not going to be on this ballot for long, if at all, after this year. Tulowitzki's injuries keep him off. Zubris won't be on for long. Russell Martin maybe because he's a catcher. Ramirez won't be. Adam Jones will not be. Brian McCann will be on it because he's a catcher, but not a good defensive player. Carlos Gonzalez, nope. Fernando Rodney, nope. But that's really what we have here. Now, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.